Why don't we stand under the missile Palpatine? I'm Sam.
I'm starting to rethink every wooden ornament, nutcracker that I have ever bought. I'm Jackie.
Well, at least the Lions won today. I'm Justin, and this is Elfman on Stinker Bandits. Hello and welcome to
Stinker Madness,
Christmas
the podcast about mad movies for bad movie lovers.
Suvi.
This is Jackie, and I am hijacking the beginning again. Hijacking this beginning because I haven't done it in a while. I wanted to.
That's what happens when we're in the bedroom and you try to give me pleasure when your glasses aren't on. It's hijacking. You're a little high, honey. A little high.
That's my elbow.
Just a bit outside. Okay. We are in the Christmas season, and holly jolly to you, and good Noeling, and what other cliche words do people say? The happy holidays, the Merry Christmas, the war on Christmas. The war on Christmas is back. I guess. But we are not partaking in the war on Christmas unless the war involves encouraging the watching and enjoyment of not good Christmas movies, which is many and deep. And we've been doing it for many years. And I will say, I'm probably not the first to say, because I think we said this last year, the pickings are getting slim. But I think we've got another year of doing it. So this is the start. And this is my pick. We'll see where we go from here. Sam? Elfman.
Well, yeah, Elfman. How about that, huh?
Yeah, how about it?
I didn't know this existed.
Why would you?
My mom watches this stuff on the Hallmark Channel.
I think this is a Hallmark movie?
No, I don't. It wasn't. It was sort of independently made. It's actually Ethan Wiley, the guy that wrote House and then wrote and directed House 2.
Okay, all right.
And also directed Children of the Corn 5.
Ooh, that's one of them.
Not an impressive list.
Yeah, he directed this, so probably a hired gun situation because I think he'd got into TV after his limited run in Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
The writer Richard Jeffries co-wrote Blood Tide, which is a big cult movie with Nico Mastorakis of Zero Boys and that other one that we liked, that Private Eye one that we did last year that was so much fun.
Yeah. We all know the name of that one.
Yeah, I forgot.
Yep.
So much fun. It made my year in review and I've forgotten it entirely.
Nice. Here's to being 40.
He also wrote Scarecrows and The Vagrant with Bill Paxton and Colleen Camp. I didn't know that existed. I'm going to have to check that one out.
Sounds like a Sam movie.
Yeah. So, Jason Acuna, a.k.a. Wee Man.
Okay.
What?
Matata is... I mean, it's right there, dude. I got to take it. It's too easy. Slow hanging fruit. Dingle dingle.
Well, he was the subscription manager for the skate magazine Big Brother.
Okay, all right.
Which means he was also one of the talents for Big Brother because he's a pro skater back then.
Right.
And Big Brother would, of course, go on to make videos. The first Big Brother video is called Shit. And there's basically like clip video mixtapes of their shenanigans and skating and punkish rock kind of whatever music they're listening to among other employees and their pro skaters that they know. Because Big Brother magazine isn't like sponsoring people, they're shenanigans. They had so little money that Larry Flint just sort of bought him in 97 and said, take the nudity out. And they're like, whatever. 99, I believe, was the first, was Shit, the video. And on the cover is actually Jason Acuna in all blue body paint with nothing but a white background.
Okay.
It's a pretty good photo. And he's like super stacked in shape back then. Eventually, those they would make others. Boob. There's one where the CKY videos are happening at the same time, which are like Bam Margera doing video accompaniment to his brother's band. But then they get more and more shenanigan-y, and Spike Jonze becomes involved and gets everybody together, and the project is called Jackass. Okay. Did you know that, Jackie?
No.
That's where Jackass came from. And it seems like the Big Brother people, through the longevity of the Jackass project, have fared a lot better than the CKY people. And the CKY videos were a lot more batshit crazy. That was like, can a man shit at full running speed kind of thing. Like, CKY were on level 2. They were like, really? You're going to do that? Because that's drinking, barfing into a pint glass, and then just taking it right back down. That's gross. In CKY 3. It's disgusting. Also, a man can shit at full running speed.
Just for the Mythbusters out there.
Just in case you were wondering.
Yep. Don't need that one busted. We know. The truth is out there.
Yeah. The truth is out there. While being chased by a bus.
Oh, my God. Okay. Well, that would make me shit just in general. In fact, I call that that's scientific shenanigans, Sam. That's a what is that? A variable that isn't a factor of the experiment.
Yeah. And I think the fun thing about Jackass Forever is that it's more like, I haven't seen it yet. I will eventually watch it because I've watched all that shit eventually when I get to it. It's fun. Don't know that it'll ever hit that high of Butterbean kicking the shit out of Johnny Knoxville in the clothing store at the mall. That shit was so funny. Because there's not any, they didn't even lead up to it. There's just like, they don't say hi, there's nothing. It's just Johnny Knoxville getting the shit kicked out of him in a mall store. The mall guy's like, what is happening?
Okay.
You didn't see that one?
I've seen it all. I've seen it all. I was in college. I loved it. And then I realized that I wasn't 21 anymore, and I kind of moved on.
Yeah, that's why I just watch it now when I get around to it. And usually with the Jackass stuff, the stunts become more fucking dangerous. That's really all that's happening. Like, they're gonna still give you a show, so good show, boys. But I think that the irony of the name might be that Jackass Forever is actually not Jackass Forever. It's like, Jackass, we fucking quit. Because Jason Acuna turned 50 this year. Johnny Knoxville on an interview said that, like, started naming all of the broken things, and that his doctor was like, the next time that you break something like this, you're just going to die.
Right.
So you have to stop.
You're a plastic man now.
Yeah.
He's also doing pretty good in television, just in general. I think he's on a couple shows, but Jackie and I watched, I think it's called Rerun, that was on Hulu with... Reboot. With Keegan-Michael Key and... what's her name? She's the redhead. That's the crazy lady on Archer. Oh God, I always miss her name. Oh man, she's great.
Pam?
No, not Pam. The other one, the secretary. That's nutty. That's the top country singer in the world. She's an actress who's good at things, and I can't remember her name ever. Yeah, it's really good. So he's got alternative avenues that he could take that don't involve getting the shit kicked out of him.
Yeah, but at the same time that he could do nothing ever again. He's rich as shit. He did well. They all did very well for themselves. All that shit, right? So. Yeah. I think Jason Acuna, he did or does own a house here because our 7 degrees of separation is that Troy's brother's wife...
Who?
Troy's brother, Jonathan.
Yeah, who are these people?
His wife.
You're not talking to me.
People that we went to high school with.
You're not talking to me. You're talking to the listeners.
I know. That's what the joke is.
A guy I
know. Troy's brother's wife's sister used to date him.
Okay. All right. So he lives here in St. Louis, Missouri. Huh.
No. This was 15 years ago.
Okay. Nobody knows where you live. Nobody knows who Troy is, Sam. God damn it.
But it's like we know him, basically, because our friend's brother's wife's sister made the sex to him.
It's pretty much like we're tight. We could just hang out at any point.
We go get tacos at his tacos place.
If I actually knew him.
I think he's in on the Chronic Tacos. I think he's one of the Chronic Tacos guys that
Yeah,
we
the
man.
Chronic Tacos that all of our listeners in California know all about.
Yeah.
That just sounds like diarrhea.
Yeah, it sounds bad.
Chronic tacos.
It sounds,
Eat them and then make sure you drive straight home.
it sounds like the thing you would have to eat before you had to test whether a man can shit and run at the same time.
At full running speed.
Yeah, at full running speed. Chronic Tacos. That's how you get it done.
We've done Jeffrey Combs recently enough that I feel like I mentioned that he's about to break 150 in terms of acting credits, but I'm thinking he's going to do it next year because he pulled 6 this year.
Oh, wow. Good for
6.
him. Yeah, good for him.
Wow.
I haven't seen him on any of the Star Trek-ins lately, though.
He's on, what's that, after,
Picard?
under the, no, the,
Lower Decks?
it's like the After Hours, the
After Hours.
animated one,
Yeah,
I think.
I think
He
it's
does
called
the
Lower
voice.
Decks. I don't
Lower
didn't watch
Decks.
it.
He's
Yeah.
on Lower Decks.
Okay. All right. That's why I didn't see him.
It's a cartoon. It's just his voice, I think.
Yeah, they did a not to segue, but I gotta bring this up, man. It was shit and it pissed me off. They did a Brave New Worlds, Strange New Worlds tie-in where like the crew goes down and they find this machinery and they push a button and zoom, cartoons come out. And it's the Lower Deck cartoons, but then it's the actors who are the Lower Deck people. Like they became they became live action, and the crew had to figure out a way to get them back into the multiverse because everything's fucking multiverse now. Thanks a lot, goddamn Marvel. Back in it was shit. It pissed me off. Oh, and they like started. No, maybe that was a different episode where like they had uncontrollably singing, and it was Star Trek the musical, and that pissed me off. But the rest of the show was good.
Well, it also gives us that one thing that all of us Star Wars fans have been clamoring for years, is that we needed Star Wars to just be a little bit more like Roger Rabbit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This is Star Trek.
Star Trek, whatever.
Ignorant
I'm fucking
son of a bitch.
I'm stupid.
As Jackie likes to call it, the Star Trek.
No, I don't.
You see the offense that she took to that comment? No, I don't. Which means, yes, you do.
No, I don't.
You did. You used to call it Star Trek.
I did too, but then I turned like 8.
I did too.
Yeah, you turned
And then
8, Sam.
I turned 8. My mom's like, you know the difference between an E and an A, right? And I was like, so they're not on a track?
No.
No, they're on a trek. Well, what the fuck is that? It's like a journey. This makes way more sense.
I get it now.
I'm 8.
I like this show.
understand.
This whole time I was like, it's bullshit. Where's the little bars that they ride along on? Ooh, okay.
Mackenzie Austin is actually has already broken 100 acting credits, which I am surprised. I didn't know
Mackenzie
that.
Austin's
Jackie, did you?
the little kid, right?
No,
I don't
he's
know.
the
Mackenzie.
dad.
Okay.
You know who Mackenzie Austin is,
He
right?
looks familiar, but I couldn't place it.
It's Sean Austin's brother,
Yeah.
son of John Aston when he's the senior, and Patty Duke.
Okay.
That's the other one.
Name
He's
something
been in,
we know him from. Can you?
No, because you guys didn't watch Last Days of Disco. It's probably one of his bigger movie performances. He had a lead in a sort of when the white Jack London shit was exploding in the mid-90s in a sled dog race movie called Iron Will with him and Kevin Spacey,
Okay.
which actually had a budget of $20 million, so
Wow.
it probably didn't do very good. Because we've never
I remember
heard
watching
of it.
Iron Will.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right. There you go. I thought he was decent. Out of everybody in this movie, like he kind of like didn't belong.
Yeah.
Jeffrey
He
Combs
does a lot of-
belonged, but
He does a lot of TV, but I don't watch any of the shows. I think Scandal's one of them that he's in.
okay.
But, he's solid.
Yeah.
It's just that he's now just sort of getting his due in television more than his brother got in all of the movies all of the time.
Kind of like a shitty Martin Freeman.
He's like the poor man's Bruce Boxleitner is
Or
what he is.
Bruce Boxleitner, yeah, but
Yeah.
with a little bit more charm, a little bit more Martin Freeman-y charm.
Yeah, and then somebody's out there is listening going, the poor man's Bruce Boxleitner, but Bruce Boxleitner is the poor man's, and I mean, no, he's not. And if you think that, watch The Scarecrow and Mrs. King,
There
God
you
damn
go.
it.
Okay. You're thinking of Brian Bosworth.
What about the old lady?
Oh yeah, she's big.
I don't know who that is. I didn't even bother looking.
An old lady that's in.
She didn't have yeah. The guy that plays the Santa Claus is a guy that played Santa Claus in this movie.
Okay. Yeah.
And some other stuff. He didn't even play Santa Claus. Like all of his cast photos are like, cast me for Santa Claus. And that only happened once.
Time for a new agent, bud. I'm on my 6th.
Yeah. Both of the kids, Blake Kaiser being the boy and Carly Robel being the girl, they kind of flamed out. I think he might actually be starting to try to work behind the camera now, but they didn't really have careers.
Because this is a 2012 movie, so sometime.
Yeah. Lastly, the love interest, Morelli Taylor, is in fact not Emmy Rossum.
No, she wasn't? Huh.
Because I was like, Emmy Rossum, oh man, she had to slum it before Shameless happened. And I looked it up, I'm like, that is not Emmy Rossum. How about that?
Yeah, Emmy Rossum was in 2012, which was in she was in the one before that. Day Before After Tomorrow.
The Day Before, 2 Days After Tomorrow.
Yeah, so she was around before 2012, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this isn't her.
She
just looks uncannily like Emmy Rossum.
Yeah, a bit.
And is in some other Christmas movies.
Yeah.
And some other shit.
She belongs in this movie as well. She fits.
Yes. That is all I have about this movie.
Excellent. Let's move on to Jackie. I have no questions for you, but I'd like to get your opening statements on this movie.
My favorite character was the grandma.
Okay.
I liked the little wooden doll. Because, I like wooden Christmas stuff. I like German and Dutch Christmas stuff. I would really like to see a solar chip the size of a credit card that could power my house.
That would be nice. I'll put that on your wish list for Christmas. Now, before we started this movie, you found out that Wee Man, the Hakuna Matata guy, was in this. Chris Hakuna? Is that Chris Hakuna? Jason Hakuna. That you did not like Wee Man. Now, I'll ask you, is that because you're a heightist?
No. I've only seen him in Jackass stuff.
You just don't like the Jackass.
I do like Jackass, but
you just don't like Wee Man.
I just don't like Wee Man. I just kind of felt like every time he got involved, it just got really dumb.
Okay.
And so, he brought the mood down of craziness, and so I don't like him.
Because you think that maybe the people surrounding him were heightists, and were exploiting his little manness via the name Wee Man instead of Jason Hakuna Matata. Aha! See? So you actually do like Jason Hakuna. You just don't like Wee Man because it's heightist. You're anti-heightist.
No, I just don't think he's funny or entertaining.
Right.
I will sort of agree that the bit where he jumps out of the luggage and chases the other guy got old after the second time. And they did it 10 more times, I think.
Right.
But it was a fan favorite because of that one was genuinely spontaneous. No one knew what was going to happen. And so the actual bystanders are generally very surprised. And if you're watching the reactions to it, it's kind of funny versus watching a tired old bit that's like beating a dead horse. But the people that don't know what's going to happen sometimes react well to it.
Yeah, I've just seen enough weird stuff in my life that if that happened at Lambert Airport while I was checking out, I'd be like, okay, can I get my stuff now? I just don't care anymore. I've seen it all. I've seen everything. So I don't.
Is my latte ready yet?
Yeah, I just don't care about weird shit that's happening around me anymore.
Yeah, especially when you realize that some person has made a fort out of the chair that they're supposed to be sitting in, but they've laying on the floor with the blanket over them, and they're reading a book in there because they have a flashlight, and you can hear them eating chips. And you're like, so you're 9, and you built yourself a fort, and then they get up, and they're 52 years old.
Pretty much my chips were cashed on having seen it all, and I can't be shocked anymore. After one night at a bar, Jackie and I overheard an old lady say to a very drunk man, "Take me to the junkyard and you can take my picture." That was it. Like, she was getting sexy and said, "Let's go to the junkyard so you can take my picture." Like she was going to get on top of tetanus-ridden cars in her old lady underwear. I was done. I could not be shocked anymore. That was it. And since then, nothing has ever surprised me. The Jackass just can't do anything for me. And so that's why I switched to the Nitro Circus. Their stunts are better. So
yeah, I feel like the most shocked I've been in the last 20 years is that movie executives thought it would be a good idea to have Baby Spice shit off the side of a log in a movie.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, that was shocking to me.
No,
really?
I wasn't shocked. I wasn't shocked at all.
I wasn't shocked by the act. I was just like, really?
Men in ties, dude. They'll do anything. Okay, let's do this. Elfman currently streaming on Tubi TV and probably the other free ones. All right, so what we've got here is we've got two precocious little scamps, Casey and Ryan. They live with their dad, who is a budding inventor. Does he work at a home, or does he have a job, or what's his?
They call him professor, so I think he must work for a university, and he's doing research and development in his attic.
Okay, all right. So he's doing the good work.
Yeah,
trying to make the world a better place via his scientific brain and his cool construction erector set in his attic. And he manages to pull it off. It's Christmas time. We should mention, obviously, because it's a Christmas movie. And the kids are getting the house ready for Grandma to come over and Santa to show up and everything. And he's upstairs inventing the microchip that Jackie brought up earlier. It's about the size of a credit card. And somehow it can power an entire house.
I'm pretty sure that's a floating bridge plate to a guitar bridge. Okay. So it moves around a little bit. You put it inside of a larger set, and then the saddles go on top of that. Okay. And that's what those were. I couldn't figure out what else it would be. And the two rods that were next to it were like, that's part of a guitar. Mm. Maybe not. I couldn't.
Thought it was a hot plate.
During the beginning here, I was like, I bet this girl doesn't win an Oscar when she was running the blender. It was like all of the magic of Christmas was inside that blender. Did you see her face?
Oh, yeah, man. She was loving making that eggnog. And I mean, the kids are good too in this movie. Like a lot of the reviews on this movie are, the terrible bad acting. And I was like, dude, have you seen another one of these types of movies? They are way worse. Everybody in this film appears to be having a very good time making this film.
And they're doing this in 2 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you want?
They filmed this in 2 weeks.
They film all of these in 2 weeks. That's why there's no more than X amount of cast. I watched the credits. I counted names that would be crew on set when shooting. I do not feel that number ever exceeded the number 15.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, these are slim projects, Jackie. Anyways, so Dad's invented cold fusion, and he calls his boss, and his boss doesn't care because of chicks, who, actually, they're not chicks. They are straight up whores.
Yeah, the thirsty girls aren't that hot. Those are prostitutes.
The
look of this guy, he's not. It's actually John Hansard, who's a character actor. He's probably busting in around 100 credits too. You've seen him before. He's always fat, gross guy.
Okay.
But yeah, the two thirsty girls with him are definitely pros.
Yeah. So he can't be bothered.
Well, and they call attention to it, right? Because he's like, the patent office isn't even open tomorrow. And he's like, Merry Christmas. And then they're like, ho, ho, ho.
Right? They say ho, ho, ho.
Yeah. Confirmation.
A little something for the adults in this one, It's a family movie, but you got to sneak some dad jokes in there. Dad loves horrors, basically, is what the movie industry tells us. Okay. Meanwhile, Grandma is taking her sweet-ass time getting there. And I would, too, if I was driving her $90,000 car. She's got an old frickin', 35 Buick.
I couldn't tell if it was a Buick or a DeSoto or what was going on.
Yeah,
there.
it's in mint condition. I would no, you come get me. This thing isn't coming out of the garage.
It also looked like that was the bridge from Beetlejuice, but I'm pretty sure it's not.
Nah, there's wooden bridges all over.
There's wooden bridges, the bridges of Madison County.
Yeah, that's where this
after she drives slowly for 2 days to get 8 blocks. She gets in the bathtub with the guy who rubs on her, and everybody throws their cash at it.
Yeah, it's the funny thing is, Over the River and Through the Woods to Grandma's House We Go is actually a 2-part song. There's the one we're all familiar with, and then the other, which is Over the River and Through the Woods to the Grandkids' House We Go, which is like a slow Viking dirge.
Yeah.
That's why we don't sing it.
Could you sing us a little bit of it?
Yeah, hold on. Let me... And then it just goes on from there. Just okay. So she's taking her sweet ass. The daughter, Casey, she pulls a little elf doll out of a box, and she's like, "What's this?" And he's like, "Oh, I had that when I was a kid." Okay, well, here's for plot. We'll bring it up now. Finally, Grandma arrives. Dad's like, "Oh shit, the ham. I gotta go into town and pick up the dinner ham. Sorry, kids. You have to decorate the house and take care of Grandma while I'm gone." So,
but they kind of produce Grandma as like kind of a badass because they do that whole getting out of the car feet thing where she has her walker down and then you see her orthopedic shoes hit the pavement. Like, badass Grandma.
They do. They pan up to the beat down cam. They employ the beat down cam a lot in this. I enjoyed that.
Jackie, did Grandma's sensual or sensible shoes make you a little excited inside?
Yeah, like I really wanted to know what brand they were so I could go and rush out and get a pair. Just if you're a new listener, you probably don't know this, but I am infatuated with what old people like because it's usually very comfortable and
sensible, Jackie.
Yeah. And, like, I drive a Lincoln because that's an old person car. And it's got comfort and style.
Well.
And it's got big buttons, so it's easy for me to figure out how to use it.
It is the jitterbug of cars.
It's like a jitterbug. Yeah, it's like a jitterbug car, and I love it.
It's got Fox News Radio, just a big 4-inch by 4-inch button.
The sink is... Ford Sync is prepared to have only one thing that it answers to, which is, what? Now playing Fox News Radio.
I think you missed something that maybe sensual shoes should be a thing. Like instead of the air bubbles in the heel, you have an erogenous zone.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I'm
sure
that
one was going to land harder.
Yeah. Well, there's those people that have the foot fetish. Maybe they, maybe there is something like that. Sensual shoes.
Instead of the little pump at the top of the tongue, there's just a nipple that you can play with.
Or maybe the tongue is an actual tongue.
Gene Simmons' tongue.
Yeah, right? Tickle those toes, baby. Get that jam. It's like, finding the little man in the boat, but find the present between my toe
Get
cleavage.
the toe jam?
Yeah, get my toe jam. I don't know. Why do people
you
like
said,
feet?
Tickle the toes, baby. Get that jam.
Get that jam.
That's gross.
They're the ones licking the feet, dude, not me. I don't know why they do it. Seems weird. I mean, is it the same people that like the ball smashing? Like, step on my balls? Like,
I doubt it.
Like
maybe.
I don't get the feet thing, but people like the feet thing. Whatever. His dad's off into town to get the ham. The kids have been given a fruitcake from Grandma. It's like their 80th fruitcake. I don't know how they've amassed such a collection of fruitcake because Ryan only seems like he's about 10.
The one that they have here is big, and it's a puppet because it goes, so I'm a monster fruitcake. The other ones seem to be pound cakes.
Yeah, pound cakes. Yeah, bunt
cakes.
And no, they're all fruit cakes, but she's made an especially big one this year.
Yeah, because there's no... I'm guessing this is the first year without Mom.
Oh,
Yep.
we didn't mention these kids
So
have
I
no
have-
goddamn mom.
Do you know what happened to Mom?
I assume she went out for smokes and
No.
never came back.
No, I believe she was killed by the TX 175. She's like, just hold it for a second, and it zaps into her eyes, and her body just liquefies, and she barfs out her own organs onto his face.
Okay.
And he's like, "Oh my god!" And the kids run up, and they're like, "What's all over you?" And he's like, "It's your mom!" And that's why they wore safety glasses when they tested the TX 180.
Say no. Okay, we'll go with that because they don't explain what happened to Mom. But yeah, so they stuff this fruitcake in a fruitcake locker that they've got. Dad gets distracted in town by Christmas, but he's also being stalked by a florist van that we see that's okay. And then he goes into the ham shop or the butcher, and he cuts in line in front of all these other people who are also just trying to go home and have a sweet, delicious Christmas Eve dinner with their family. But he's like, "Oh no, I'm the big shot professor inventor in town, and I got a crush on that lady, so I get to go ahead and yell you guys." Thus crushing the true spirit of Christmas into the dirt. We'll see if this movie can recover it. But there he meets the hottest chick in town, who has no plans for Christmas Eve, which I call bullshit on. There's no way that she's single. There's no way.
She's freshly divorced, had to move back into town, lives with her dad who owns the butcher shop. All of the people here should have gotten their meats 2 days ago at least. But no, they're all last-minuting it at the butcher shop. The line is extremely long.
It should just be a line of single dads.
There would just be a line of single dads, dude. There's no way that this chick is single on Christmas Eve. She's already got plans. Like, she had plans 4 weeks ago. The town's too small to accommodate a lady this attractive. And I'm not saying, like, she's a smoke show or anything, but this is a small town. It's farms.
Yeah.
And downtown has, like, it's all cutesy and mid-America cutesy stuff. It just doesn't work. She's not single.
No.
So what do you guys think? Would I make it as a single lady in a small town?
Make it like as in you're going to survive?
Like you
they're
you
not
die
going
and
to
I have to
pitchfork
move.
you? What do you mean make it? Am I going to make it? Like, it's not fucking most dangerous game, Jackie. What's the end?
Yeah, where's the bar? Is the top of the bar Riches? Is it Hassenpfeffer Incorporated? I mean...
Am I going to make it out of here? What are you talking about? All these sons of bitches are coming for me. I'm going to have to, like, cover yourself in mud and, like, put the camo under your eye. What are you talking about?
If you're asking that if somehow you're tragically widowed and end up in a very small town, if the townies are going to make advances to you, the answer is yes, you're the new person. You will be descended upon by all of the townies.
Excellent. Good to know.
Until they hunt you for your skin, and then you got to lube up in mud and get the green thing under your eyeballs and make booby traps. After that, I don't know if you're going to make it.
That sounds terrible, Justin. Don't die.
I don't know.
And just remember, you don't want to work at the local market or grocery store. You want to get up to that top tier small town job, which is answering the phone at the lumber yard.
Okay.
What happens?
Okay,
then?
that sounds good.
Because then at least you'll meet working men.
Yeah, I don't want to meet the bums that are on
the
Social Security.
Food stamp jackasses, right?
Okay, all right, yeah, not a lot of
none of those
not a
guys.
lot of welfare government cheese suckers go into lumber mills. Just all the employees. Okay. All right.
And people that need lumber.
Yeah, and people that need lumber. Okay, so he gets the ham and some pork.
Her dad, I don't think it's... we're just going to pretend that this is her dad and that she's divorced and this is just a bad phase in her life.
He's Jewish. She is not. It's not her dad.
He married a
An
genteel
Italian lady. Yeah.
Who has no clue when Hanukkah is.
She didn't
Anyway.
grow up with it. This is a new relationship.
You
Okay, fine.
adapt. If she loves her daddy so much.
That's not her dad, but
It's
what I
not
will
her
tell
dad.
you is that it's not a very good owner of a butcher shop because he's like, you can leave, and the line's like 100 miles
Like
long,
100
and everybody's
people
like, no, she can't. And also, you should be helping some of us, you old bastard.
Also, you should have got these pre-orders done like 3 or 4 days ago. It's fucking Christmas Eve. You should be closed.
Well, no, that's the thing. That's why he gets to go to the front. He had a pre-order. She's like, do you know what you want? And they're like, no. So there's all these assholes just standing around, getting in each other's way, getting in each other's mix, stink-eyeing each other, even though they don't know what they want because they don't want to get cut in front of, but they don't really know what they want, so they're just all assholes.
Right. Okay. Yeah, screw this town.
And they're like, you don't know what you want either. And he's like, no, actually, I have a pre-order. I teach at college.
Well, Dad.
So what Sam's saying is that only the educated pre-order their hams.
Oh, okay.
No, just in this instance, the professor has pre-ordered his ham.
Okay.
Okay.
Speaking of the professor, he has been kidnapped now after getting his ham and asking Amy out on a date. We'll see what that's all about. But back at the house, kids have been sent to bed. Grandma has called it. She's ready to drink some brandy and eggnog and fall asleep. But she first finds the elf and she's like, oh, that's was made by or given to your great grandfather and passed on down to your dad. And now it's yours, youngest daughter. Hey, wait a minute. I mean, good for her. I'm not saying that it should automatically go to the kid, but in a normal movie, it goes to the oldest boy, right? Normally.
Who wouldn't want one of those?
A creepy little doll, me.
It's very Gilgamethy.
Yeah.
I would want that. I just bought a wooden donkey ornament at the German market this weekend, and I love it. So if they would have had one of those weird looking dolls, I probably would have bought that too.
Yay. That's where my money goes. Hooray. Sorry, retirement. We got trinkets. So she tries to give it to the girl, and the girl's like, oh, really? I'd rather have a mom. These jokes are working hard. Hard-working jokes right here.
It's a hard-working joke.
Yeah.
It wears a steel hard hat.
Yeah, where's a steel hard hat?
It lives at the Lumber
you
Mill.
You elites
And
don't appreciate them. You skip right past them. You fly over these jokes on your way to sunny California. You fucking fancy pantsers don't like my hard-working jokes.
Meanwhile, since it's been so long,
God damn it.
I believe Amy has gone to the bar.
Amy is like, yeah, let's go. Where is she? Like, there's like 4 hours before she shows up. There's no other way.
I think she stayed at work. Well, keep this wholesome. She didn't go to the bar, bang in the bench seat of a 74 Dodge that's got 38-inch tires on it.
Right.
Clean herself up in the bathroom and then head to Christmas.
Okay. Let's not rule it out, though. We don't know. We don't know. We're not saying one way or the other. So the daughter, she presented with the doll, learns that she can have a Christmas wish, and she wishes that she would have a happy family again. Because I guess it's not happy because mom's got gooified, but
Well,
I mean,
I'm with her
seem
right
like they're
here.
that bad off.
Her mom's dead. Her dad went out for a ham and didn't come back.
Yeah.
This Christmas, her grandma's like, here's some slop, and it looks gross, and go to bed at 8.
Mhm.
This Christmas sucks.
Yeah, but she doesn't wish for a better Christmas. She wishes for a happy family again. So yeah, like today's not great, but what happened to the other 364 days where we were like watching Nickelodeon cartoons together as a family, and I made you guys pizza, and we all laughed. Oh, and we built a puzzle, and all those great times that we had together. Because the dad seems like he's actually pretty goddamn good dad.
Yeah.
So fuck off, little girl. Jesus.
Well, you're missing the second part of the wish, which is that her dad would come home.
Okay. Got held up in traffic. I mean, God, I haven't gone that long. Okay, the boys wanted me to come in and have a drink with them at the drunk 38-inch wheel Dodge truck bar, and was looking for Amy, but I couldn't find her. Somebody said she was just recently there, but
yeah. The name of the bar in this town is the Double Barrel Double E's Auga. Barely fits on the sign.
All right. So Santa, he lands up on the roof, and Santa's in this movie. And Elfman, he's tired of helping. He's like, God, I do all this shit for Santa, and I get no thanks, and I want a promotion, and always be closing, or Glenn Ross. That's the attitude he's got. And so Santa,
you skipped over the best part. He is the reindeer pooper scooper guy.
Yeah. Well, he's not a scooper. He's a reindeer poop basket applier.
Catcher of the poo.
Yeah.
Also, did the reindeer eat Beanie Weenies? Because they've got digestive problems.
The reindeer always have farts in all of the movies. Name a time where the reindeer are on a house in the modern age of film where they don't have gas.
I don't know, but these sounds that they're making, there's a lot of churning and bubbling like it's Mr. Coffee. Like, I don't think it's going to be solid. This is a bad flight for Santa.
What do reindeer eat in nature? Hay?
Just grass.
Grass and hay. What do magical reindeer eat? Gumdrops?
Beanie Weenies.
Beanie Weenies. That's what they're eating. God damn it,
You know what they eat based off last year. They eat hay that has gold dust in it.
Okay.
Cocaine.
Yeah, right. Gives them the farts. I mean, I guess it checks out. But maybe stop it, Santa. Anyways, Santa, he finds the little girl. She's crying in her sleep. Her life sucks so bad, she's cried herself to sleep and continued to cry.
Yeah. Can't even... She's crying so hard she doesn't even notice that Santa's looking in on her.
Hello, little girl. Dun, 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 dun. Fruitcake.
My mom was liquefied by science!
Boop, boop, boop. She liquefied me with science.
Yeah. Good thing Santa's got an elf on the shelf for this problem.
Okay, so he's been dad-napped by Jeffrey Combs and his two buddies because they're wanting the chip. Somehow, I guess his boss got so drunk with those whores that they weren't actually whores, they were honeypots. This is corporate espionage, and
yeah, Putin's got some honeypots in on this.
Yeah.
I'm trying to put these are Putin's girls. That's why they're so goddamn hot.
I think Putin's got better mens than Jeffrey Combs and these guys, though.
Yeah, but that's why these are just sort of middling Putin honeypot espionage hookers.
Okay, so Putin gets the word, but that the word was intercepted also by the leader of, let's say, Uganda, and the Ugandans hire Jeffrey Combs and company.
No, I just think that Putin has so many independently operating fake hookers that these are the two that got onto this scheme.
Okay, that's fine, but how does Jeffrey Combs and his company find out about the chip? At some point, those hookers had to tell somebody up the food chain on the way to Putin. That got intercepted, and they're so inept that I can only assume that it's Ugandans.
They were hired directly by the mid-level Putin hookers.
These guys? The mid-level Putin hookers are now in charge of Operation Get the thing that's going to revolutionize the world to Putin?
They're freelancing.
I think they're going to be dead, man. You can't do that in Putin's organization. You know better than that.
Everybody else was busy because it's Christmas Eve, so you get these guys.
No, man. There's freaking leg breakers. There's like a line of guys. Like Prigozhin, he would have, come on, man. No way. I think you are.
I'm going to tell you right now that these guys were not Russian because they didn't have tracksuits on.
That's right. That's what I'm saying. This message got intercepted.
They're all freelancers.
You can't have... Putin doesn't have freelancers, Sam.
No, I'm talking about the guys...
Ship.
Jeffrey Combs, he's a freelancer.
How did they hear about the chip?
He's got a Putin scanner.
A Putin scanner? God, if only the U.S. government had one of those. I think where it would be.
It's called Google.
Did a guy invent cold fusion in a solar cell? Yes, he lives here. Huh. ChatGPT really is something else.
Yeah.
What do they know about me? All right, so he's wanting the chip. And Elfman, he's fallen out of the sleigh on top of the house. Santa has ditched him, flied off into the sky. And now he's stuck there, but he's got like a little gizmo that's going to radar Santa back, and he's waiting on it, whatever. The robbers, they see the elf because they've gone back to the house, say, go get the chip, or tell us where it's at, we're going to go in and get it. But they see the elf, and they're like, oh, they've got a troll patrol. They think he's a troll, and I think that they're crazy because he clearly is not a troll. If they see a troll, that is not a troll.
But then
we should also mention that Wee Man has hair in this movie, which is kind of weird.
it's done specifically to curl around his ears and make it to where they don't have to make a makeup scene.
Yeah.
There's no makeup scene, so everything gets to move a little bit faster. Wigs.
Okay.
Wigs in Hollywood and the convenience therein. Mickey, Jeffrey Combs, in this scene reveals that he's a former Navy SEAL who was going clandestine into East Germany with a team of 8. And they encountered a troll, and he was the only one that made it back. He's also on... He's not even on 11. Jeffrey Combs is on like 13 in any scene that he's in. It's kind of great.
Yeah, he's way over the top in this one. I don't get the troll thing. Who do you run into? Angela Merkel? Heyo.
The troll under the bridge, Billy Goat Gruff.
Was that German folklore?
Yeah, the 3 brother goats that have to go over the bridge, and Billy Goat Gruff is underneath there, and he wants to eat all of them. And he has to answer the riddles to get his brothers back because they didn't answer right, and so they are going to be troll stew.
Okay. I didn't ask what the story was. I've heard it. I asked if it was German.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Whatever. I think it's a dumb joke. Anyway, they're like, troll, flee. Let's go. Let's go set up headquarters at this barn over here. So Elfman, he's magicked his way into the house, and he's changed the gross cookies to good cookies, which then they become gross cookies later. I don't know if his power wears off. But the kids, they hear him breaking in, so they attack him. They dive him into the Christmas tree. The Christmas tree's destroyed, and they wake up Grandma, and she comes down, and she hits him in the face with a frying pan. Actually, she doesn't come down. She's at the top of the stairs when she hits him in the face with a frying pan.
She sleeps with a frying pan.
You know what that frying pan is, Sam?
What?
It's her bedpan.
Ooh, he got poop on him.
Why else would she have a frying pan in her bed?
She also sleeps sitting up like it's going to help her not die.
She's also
maybe
seen
she
some
has sleep apnea.
Oh. Didn't explain the frying pan.
A lot of old people. So when I was younger, I was taught to sleep with weapons to defend yourself. So I had a knife that I slept with, and then if I couldn't find a knife, then I had like a rolling pin or
a frying pan.
Whatever was handy. A frying pan. I went to sleep with a frying pan one time.
Once again, I would like to issue my call for help. My plea. Somebody
I'd
help
sleep with a small Rambo figurine beside me, not for protection, just so I could set him aside and then go for the balls.
Okay. All right. So the Nabbers, they take Dad to this barn and they start planning what they're going to do, the heist. Elfman, he wakes up and says he made the toy elf, and he at some point when he made it, he put the power of wish inside of it, which seems counterintuitive to the character itself up to this point, but whatever. So the girl wishes to get Dad back, and he says, I can do that. Amy's at the door because she finally showed up, goddamn. And she's like, I brought cold cuts, but they're not cold cuts. They're cold cutted off pig's feet.
Everyone likes gross food except these kids. And the kids aren't any better at it because I saw what she put in that shake.
That's true. How about being a little less choosy there, Casey? Would you eat a cold pig's feet, Sam?
I've had pickled pig's feet.
These weren't pickled. These were not pickled. These were just cold pig's feet.
You can't. You have to cook them or cure them or something, right?
I think they're probably cured. She's a butcher. She knows what she's doing.
I don't know. I thought those look like they're going to be ham hocks and I don't know. Didn't look good.
I know Jackie wouldn't eat them. I might taste them.
Yes, I would.
You would?
Yes.
Wow. That's interesting.
Also, the kid, Ryan, he's a douche.
Yeah, he's a bit of a douche.
Mm-hmm.
He, takes her coat and then just drops it.
Yeah.
Fuck you, lady. You're not my
Bitch.
mom.
Yeah, what the fuck are you doing here trying to stick your tongue in my dad's throat? Fucking cut you with a frying pan. Hope you turn into goo and spray on my dad's face.
Yeah.
Whore.
Whore. She's like, you don't know the half of it. It's just got spit roasted in a power wagon.
You ever met Country Jim? He's really gross, but I screwed him. Okay. All right, they hide the elf man in the shower and make him pretend he's dead, singing up there. And poor Amy, she's tortured by Grandma and the kids to eat gross food and drink gross stuff, and she almost chucks. And they're like, dude, you brought raw pig's feet, whatever. And the nabber, they get this is so stupid. The nabber gets pulled over, one of the nabbers, the big guy, driving the van because he's got to go into town and get Troll off. And he confesses to everything, and the cop's like, ho, 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 you got me. Ho, ho, ho. You have a good day. And he drives off.
Officer Schlub.
Yeah, Officer Schlub. Then there's also a French nabber, and he pretends to be an electrician, so he goes into the house.
He says a line that I had to write down because it is actually a well-written line. He said, perhaps you didn't know, I am the world's most recognized master of disguise. Which means that you suck at it.
Right, and no kid watching this movie did not get that joke. So I don't know about that. I got it. I caught it. I saw it, Sam. So Amy and the kids, they go to investigate these door opening sounds because they hear the guy going upstairs. They all know that there's an electrician. Wait, on Christmas Eve? We must be paying him a lot. And they hear him opening doors, and they're like, what? That's not what electricians do. It kind of is.
Well, he broke the lock, is what they heard.
Yeah, but all they hear is the door opening. They don't hear like clink, clink. Oh, shit, Jesus, fuck. Sorry, I broke the door.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Elfman is in the bathroom pretending to be dad by just steaming things up and doing a shitty job singing.
Right. So Amy and the kids, they go to investigate these door opening sounds, and they see, Amy sees Elfman. She chases him upstairs, and he attacks the Frenchie, and they both go flying out the window, and Amy rushes downstairs, and she nabs Elfman. But I guess the Frenchie got away, even though he didn't have the power of magic to save him from gravity.
Well, he only got dropped on some leaves, so he's fine.
Ah, nice. Light.
The rake stabbed him in the kidneys.
Right. Leaves breaking the fall. So he tells Amy everything, and that he's an elf man, and that, Dad got kidnapped, and they see the van at the barn, and so Elfman decides that he's going to go free Dad solo. Gonna Elfman out.
Yeah. Well, he's like, this is an easy wish. I'll just run over there and unnab this guy. He does halfway decent. His first bad choice is to try to saw through rope.
Right.
He could have untied it way faster.
Yeah.
Or just lifted it straight up.
Right.
Because when you tie someone up like that, they can really get out pretty easily.
He was wiggling
It's like
around
a
pretty good
squirm.
the whole time. Those ropes were tight.
Yeah.
Damn you. But yeah, he fails. He gets chased out, and he has to churn the mountainside into a ski run so that he can snowboard his way down, which was very delightful to my 10-year-old son.
So that worked. Having the wee man do wee man things.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Jason, go shred the gnar. And he's like, that I can do.
And the kids go, ha ha ha, there's a little guy on a snowboard. Hee hee hee. Because they're assholes.
Yeah.
They are.
Well, he's shredding it pretty good.
Oh, he's a great shredder of gnar, dude.
Oh, yeah, he's one of the world's finest.
Yeah. But kids are like, oh, that's so silly. Because they can't do that because they're little. And I want to punch every single one of them. Heightists. What, just because you can't snowboard and you're the same height? Because you have no talent or even a fully functioning brain, children? God damn it. Little assholes. Anyways, so Wee Man gets back, Elfman, sorry, and he's like, I can't do it. I quit. I found him. That's good enough. You guys are on your own. I'm going to go wait for Santa because this is not my thing. Because I guess he fails because he keeps picking up weapons and they keep turning into candy because that's his magical power. It's the power of Christmas elves.
He's been, he's not really ready for this. And so anytime he gets startled, his elf magic goes off.
Mm-hmm.
And it does what elf magic should do, is turn things into delightful items.
Right.
Like lollipops and toys.
He's like, God damn it, I had a freaking Ruger and it turned into a bunch of licorice.
He's like the Green Lantern.
Yeah. Yeah. The
Just
one with
takes
Ryan
a
Reynolds.
hammer and turns it into a giant fist. You're like, man, Kyle Rayner was so much more imaginative. Giant fist.
God damn it. So the kids, they plan to make him a costume to give him confidence. If he feels that he is a superhero like Superman, he will be able to rescue Dad and fulfill his destiny.
And for the second time in however many episodes, so like the wind.
Amy, she slides out on the roof uncomfortably, lodging her underwear very firmly in her ass crack. And
she's not wearing underwear.
That's right. 38 Dodge. That's where they're at. Or 38-inch tire Dodge.
74.
Yeah, 74. That's where those are. Hanging from the mirror. She gives the costume to him, and then she slides back. This is a weird scene. Like, I was like, I wanted to make jokes about stuff, but my son's there. I'm like, don't shoot this because it's again low-hanging fruit, and I can't make these jokes to my wife. My son's there. I go, yeah, I bet you she liked that rooftop pretty good. I can't do it.
It's like the elf man's like, aren't those shingles rough on your unpantied privates? And she's like, you've never had sex with Towny Jim or whoever you called him.
Country Johnny.
That guy's got gravel in his pants. And the VD.
Yeah, because of the VD. Okay. All right, so the Nabbers, they find mistletoe, which they somehow make the connection that that's his kryptonite. They even say that, mistletoe is an elf's kryptonite. Why?
Why?
Because kissing.
But why, though?
Actually, kissing helps, so it's not
kissing
that.
helps. Why? It doesn't make any goddamn sense. We hang up mistletoe at Christmas time when the elves do their thing. It doesn't check out. It's stupid. Nobody has a theory. Jackie doesn't even want to bother. She's mostly just staring at corgis.
If Trolloff now works on leprechauns, then mistletoe.
Okay. Seems like they're getting...
It's a key ingredient in Trolloff.
Getting fast and loose with the Christmas rules here. I don't know. Meanwhile, Dad has escaped, and he just goes home. The Nabbers, they pull up So the family locks the doors. They're going to barricade themselves in. And the kids are like, fuck that, dude. We're doing Home Alone shit. So they start chucking cakes at the people, bonking them on the head.
And Grandma finds the cakes, and she's like, what the hell?
Hey, my cakes.
And we should know that there is at least 4 times where he's like, lock the doors. And they go and lock the doors.
Right.
This will come to play in a second.
Right. It doesn't matter. Elfman, he's decided to suit up. He's got the confidence. And he's out on the front porch wearing this ridiculous costume. And but they pull out, he's ready to defend him, but they pull out the mistletoe and it zaps him through the door that's unlocked, that Sam just mentioned was locked.
He just falls through it. And then they turn to the door and they're like, I guess we didn't even close that one, let alone lock it.
Oh, shit. How many doors are in this house?
There was a real fun, like, standoff Western thing.
Yeah.
Wreath rolling by instead of the tumbleweed. I thought that was like, oh, that's fun.
Kind of cute.
And Jeff Combs was doing this just weirdness with, like,
high noon
slow, but he was like slouching and slowly gyrating and just kind of like head down grumbling. Like he's imagining himself as the worst gunfighter ever. And I think pulling it off.
He also had the sound, but it was set to Jingle Bells. I thought that was fun. It's very Sergio Leone-esque, but not really. It was just fun for a cheesy Christmas movie. Dad surrenders the chip to the elf doll, or surrenders the chip in the elf doll. The chip was in the elf doll because he's like, I stopped zapping that man who I don't know with force powers in my house. Take it outside, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
You're going to ruin my rug.
Yeah,
if he shits, I'm going to be pissed.
Kids, get your glasses
Easy
on.
there, Palpatine. Should go back to being a senator when we liked you better. Kind of. Because you were still a dick.
Said the Nabooians. The Naboonese? I don't know what they call people from Naboo.
Naboonans.
Nabooni Hoonies.
Nabronis.
Nabronis. All right, so the kids pull off the mistletoe, and in order to get it off, they have to make their new mom kiss their dad. And again, it's working. Keep kissing.
Keep kissing. And then the girl's like, tongues, make out.
Grab her
Dad,
ass,
get to
Dad.
third base.
I can't make the jokes because my kid's there.
Yeah, this is like a heavy petting zoo.
Go for the butt, Dad.
But they are so awkward looking when they kiss.
Oh man, it's worse than it's like borderline Neil Breen. Like they aren't kissing; they are just pushing their lips together, like relaxed lips, no smoochy, just face touching. It's Breen-esque.
It's like there's a Hallmark code or something.
Yeah,
like the comics code or the old Hollywood guild codes that you can't do this.
Can't actually kiss.
Just headbutt one another.
Headbutt one another with your jaws. It's a jaw butt. I mean, it looks bad and uncomfortable. And I'm sorry. I don't know. I think I'd just rather have some stranger kiss me than this. Because, otherwise your teeth are going to get all smashed against your lips. You might cut yourself. Whereas if you make the pucker face, you at least got some padding. You got 2 layers of...
What kind of teeth do you have?
Sharp ones. Have you looked at my grill? I mean, they are jacked up, Jackie. You can take, like, instead of, if you're poor, you don't need a cheese shredder. You just shove the cheese right against my mouth and it just shoots out the other side.
Yeah, when we lived in a small town, he wasn't allowed at the lumber yard because he would just start chewing on the lumber.
It felt nice. It felt like that's where I belonged. It was very instinctually fulfilling. I don't know. Yeah, no, dude, you can't do it. Okay. Anyways, so now Elfman's pissed. And he flies off past the cops. I don't know what he was doing out there.
Oh, he gets a costume change.
Oh, yeah, he does his own costume.
Magic Elfman costume.
So the cops are chasing after, and he lands in the road, and the nabbers, they try to run him over, but he uses magic rocket go-go boots to push against the van, which causes the battery to die, which isn't a thing.
The battery goes dead.
That's not how that works.
Nope.
Whatever.
I mean, it is an 82 Chevy van, so maybe the battery just went. The alternator went. They didn't know.
Coincidentally.
Yeah.
It's time anyways. Hey, you didn't have to do that. That piece of shit was going to break down in about 20 seconds anyways. So he gets out. They fight. He kicks the chip into the air and it flies into his mouth and he swallows it. And then he flies into a different barn. It's a giant barn. And the fam, they go to help. Or the kids do, but the dad and Amy, they chase after. And they get thrown by the big guy onto each other, and they're like, hi, hey. She says, is that your Yule log, or are you just happy to see me? Is a joke I was not allowed to say during this movie because my son was watching.
And then he pulls out a Yule log, and he's like, I'm sorry this isn't my erect penis.
Oh, Country Joe, why did I leave you? Okay.
Meanwhile, the battle strategy of Elfman is to just sort of fly around the top of the barn and land in different spots in order to confuse them or frighten them, perhaps?
Yeah. Yeah,
he kind of was like a bat.
He's pulling a leprechaun. Now I'm over here. Now I'm over here. Now I'm over here. Whoa, scary. Well, the kids, they're pelting guys with cakes, so they brought the cakes. And
what do we get, like 74? Is that the pound cake count on this?
There's no way Grandma brought these many cakes. And over time, the kids like 10. They would at max. There would have been 10 pound cakes. There's too many cakes. Even if you factor in their birthdays, it's too many cakes.
Yeah.
What is she celebrating Arbor Day with them? Coming over for all of them? Huh. President's Day. Here's your bunt cake. Thanks,
It's Aloha
Grandma.
Friday. Here's another bunt cake.
Taco Tuesday. Bunt cake.
Bunt cakes.
This one's taco flavored.
Yo! That would be so gross. That'd be gross to even get hit by. Be great, like one of the French guys like, oh, that was tacos. Got hit in the face by a pound cake or bunt cake that was tacos.
I have chili powder in my eye.
So the elf man, he rolls a giant evil fruitcake at them, the one that she brought earlier that is a puppet, but it becomes super big, and it pushes them out the top barn door. They land in hay, and the cake falls onto them, and they're covered in gross stuff. And the cops pull up and say, you're all under arrest, busters. Yay.
And then the criminals cry and say, I never got a present.
Mm-hmm.
And then the French guy says, I got a toy car, but it was missing a wheel.
Mm-hmm.
And we're supposed to feel sorry for them.
Isn't that Leggy's, Johnny Legs' excuse for being a dick in Violent Light?
Something like
He wants
that.
to ruin Christmas because his Christmas has sucked.
Yeah.
All right, so Elfman, he burps up the chip, and everybody's like, yay! And he's like, I gotta go, little girl, though. I gotta go back to the North Pole and shovel my fair share of reindeer shit. It's my job. It's a tough job, and nobody likes it, but man's gotta step up and do the hard work sometimes. Now,
He's considered like the buff elf in town because he's...
Damn it, you didn't let me finish.
I knew where you were going. I was trying to cut you off, man.
I'll never forget you, Hot Lips.
And then she's like, I love you, Elfman. And I laughed I didn't laugh out loud at any point, but I laughed pretty fucking hard at I love you, Elfman, because you're just like, what?
Because he tells her, he's like, I mean, he gives the speech kind of, she's crying, and he's like, Don't worry, little girl. You brought me back from the brink. I was about to end it all and slip my wrists in the mirror in the bathtub in your house, but your little speech, you give me the confidence to go back and tell Santa, I want a raise, damn it. I love you. I love you too, little girl.
I love you, elf man. Just, what?
If you ever want to see me again, just wish. I'll be there. Like he's fucking Batman. Oh my God. All right, so he flies off and he writes his logo in the sky, which turns into snow. And then he cleans up their house via magic. They got decorations and presents and no cakes. They got yummy, tasty food. And they pan the fireplace, and everybody's got their stockings set up, including Amy, who's, oh my God, their new mom.
She just lives there immediately.
She lives there. Immediately. Not even a date. Just, I should have asked first. I just assumed. Sorry.
That's what you did to me.
Yeah.
You showed up at my house with a stick and a wrap sack, and you were like, I'm ready to move in.
Yeah, you don't have a choice in this matter, lady. I'm living here now. Is this a Christmas movie, or am I just a bum? That's the end of the movie. Questions?
Wait, when I'm watching through the credits, there's sort of like wow, this song was way too good for this movie, even though it's just a shitty Christmas song. And it was like oh, night. It was like a half Silent Night and then half something else. Mm-hmm. And it was smooth as shit. And I was like, what the fuck is this? So I'm going to have to watch through the soundtrack section. Because I was just counting to see how many actual crew were going to be on set at one time in any given moment, kind of a thing. And I'm like, I got to see who this is. It was Draco Rosa from Menudo.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah.
How about that? Okay, questions. Jackie.
I would like to pose, what is the sequel to this? And I'll go first so that you guys can get your sequels ready.
Okay.
Mine is, Amy moves in, and the very next Christmas, things are not going well. And she's about ready to leave. And she's like, Elfman, save my dad and his girlfriend's relationship. And then he comes and he's like, no, your dad is gaslighting your new mom.
Okay.
Like, I can't fix this. And she's like, come on, Elfman, do it. And so then he's like, I need you guys to kiss under this mistletoe again to save me. And then that's what brings them finally back together.
But he's like, no, I said kiss, not jaw bud. God damn it.
And there's no like kidnapping or action or Christmas or anything. There's just that. Mm-hmm. Because I don't think I would watch that.
No, I don't think I'd watch that either.
Well, no, the grandma is, the background story around this is that the grandma has gotten lost on the road, and there's shenanigans with her picking up hitchhikers and letting them off. And it's ass, grass, or cash from grandma until she finally shows up at the end and she helps the elf save the marriage.
Okay.
And she's stoned as shit and you don't want to hit her with a black light?
Yeah. That's exactly exactly, Sam. Good. You're seeing my vision.
I don't know that the Hallmark's going to air that one.
No, but they're not going to air mine because Hallmark has already canceled the budget for Elfman 2. They say we need to. We're only making movies about city women who are mixed up about their lives and have to move out into the country and marry one of the January 6 guys. That's where we're at. Did you see him take his shirt off? It doesn't matter what he did on January 6th. Those pecs are amazing. That's Hallmark. Instead, Charles Band gets a hold of Elfman and does a Christmas Halloween double team to double dip because it's Charles Band and it's Elfman versus Dollman.
With special appearance by Ginger Deadman.
By Ginger Deadman. Bam! Ha ha ha! Yes, that's Elfman 2, also known as Dollman 6.
Mm-hmm.
It's just whoever you want to put in front. Featuring, and then at the end they do a rap. with Little Nas X.
I'll just skip to Elfman 3 Return of Durant.
About time. All right. My question is, did my 10-year-old like it? And the answer is yes. So
I was concerned that I was wondering. I was like, I don't know if my daughter would like this or not. I don't know.
My son did.
Okay, well, that's good to know. Because that's going to help me later when we're talking about doing and don'ting.
Yeah. Sam, questions?
What do you ask?
I don't know.
There's no.
Okay. Well, you asked the big one. Does this movie capture the true spirit of Christmas? I will allow Sam to go first.
It says it out loud on the rooftop scene with her and him when she explains to him, which is kind of a strike against it in that respect, that it's just over, like, in exposition dialogue, like, this is the meaning of Christmas. But it doesn't...
Which was what? What do they say?
That it's about giving and helping. And being together.
Yeah, but... Okay.
But it doesn't not do that because they, like, end up together. But it doesn't really... I don't know. I don't know.
I'll give you a hint. Just because the movie says the true meaning of Christmas doesn't mean that it captures the true meaning of Christmas. That's what I'm
saying, is that it says that, and I said because it says it out loud in the dialogue, that's actually a strike against it in that respect.
Right.
And then there's, like, some family stuff that happens here, and I just don't know that it does actually ever capture the true meaning of Christmas.
Jackie, you want to argue?
No, I don't think that it does. I think these people are really self-centered and everybody's got their own agendas, and, you know, I think they say it so that you think about it, but that's it.
This is what I got. The best that I think that this movie attempts to do is saying that Christmas is for fulfilling children's wishes, and that is not what happens because Wee Man is not necessary in the plot for that. The cops or the robbers don't show up. None of this happens. None of this shit happens. Amy still shows up and becomes their mom. She was the goddamn linchpin for this whole thing. Like, the kids are like, yay, Amy, you're our mom now at the end of it, which would have happened at the end of Christmas if they just had a nice dinner together. She's moving in. They don't need goddamn Christmas wishes. So the very best I can do that actually does happen is that this movie says you shouldn't work on Christmas Eve. It's the true meaning of Christmas. True.
Yeah, you should be getting drunk.
That's, correct. You shouldn't be worried. If you work on Christmas Eve, you're going to get kidnapped. No, take the night off, bud. His boss was right. But no, this movie does not capture the true Christmas spirit. Yeah, it's not. That's it. That's all I got. Streaming do's and don'ts. Final recommendations. Jackie, you go first.
No.
Okay. Why not?
I did not like it.
Okay.
I thought it was stupid. And I don't like Wee Man.
Okay, all right. All right. Sam.
Bias. Yeah. What I was talking about earlier when I was like, would a kid like this? Because I just don't really, I can't just recommend that you, I can't recommend that you watch this movie.
Okay.
I can't. My closest thing, even though I got a real nice laugh out of I Love You, Elfman, and that Jeff Combs is just awesome all the way through, was that, is there a circumstance that I could recommend that you watch this movie? And my circumstance was, if you are at Christmas Eves where somebody has to constantly be playing shit like this, would you sneak this in versus the other bullshit?
Right. Other than the Hallmark.
And I think in that situation, my question was, I don't know if the kids would like it. They might not hang on to it, but nobody's watching the crap anyway, right? At least you should have a better time than you were already having.
Right.
And I think because you said that your son enjoyed it, especially with the snowboarding, which I was like, that's might be the part that they're not going to like. I'm like, yeah. If you're going to have to watch Hallmark anyway, and you want to just be like, oh, this one's on streaming, it's not Hallmark, but it's the same thing, we can just pop this in. Or when somebody's like, what do you guys want to watch next? And you're dying of Christmas movie torture, and you know you have to watch something bland and shitty anyway, this one will give you 86 minutes of not that bad.
I have never heard a better way to recommend a movie on Stinker Madness than that, Sam. That is the perfect scenario in which you would recommend this movie. Everything else falls short. That is the perfect scenario to watch this movie. Even if, like, there's a little level of, like, mischievousness in it. Like,
yeah.
I think that's a great recommendation for it. So, yeah, it's a do. You just flip my no to a do because that is going to happen. That event that there's a 99.9% chance that every single one of us are going to find ourselves while we're waiting for the fucking goddamn rolls to get done are watching that fucking movie. And we're like, okay, this one just ended. All right, it's my turn. And you pull the trigger on this and everybody hates you. But when you're driving home at night, you are giggling to yourself inside of your head. And that is the true spirit of Christmas. So, bam! Good job, Sam. We got a little bit of time. So I actually, we haven't done this in a long fucking time because life has taken control, but I got bored. So I started watching some movies. And I've got streaming do's and don'ts. Starting with, I'm cheating. These have all been riff tracks, but I watched the movies and I can judge them without the riff tracks. Of course, the riff tracks is due, blah, blah, blah. But there's some stuff that I hadn't ever heard of or seen before that I was surprised about. Starting with 1979's Shape of Things to Come. It's a sci-fi movie, Sam said, out in the future. And it's got Jack Palance in it. Barry Morse, who you would know. John Ireland's in it. A bunch of rounders from about that time. Very Galaxy of Terror. And what's the other one? The
Planet of Terror and Forbidden Galaxy.
Forbidden Galaxy. Thank you. Very much similar vein of those. And I've never even heard of The Shape of Things to Come. It's cheesy. It's bad. But I liked it. I thought it was good. I mean, not good, but...
Forbidden Planet and Galaxy of Terror.
Yes, there we go. It's based off of an H.G. Wells story. Yeah, if you get a chance. I can't remember too much of that. The lady, the main is a good-looking gal from She Was Somebody. Oh, dang it. Now I've lost her because the cast is listed in order of appearance and not the order of importance. She was in some TV shows that were big, and I can't remember what they were. But Shape of Things to Come is a do, with or without riff tracks. Jackie watched this one from 2006 called The Lichen Colony, which is a extreme budget. Guys got their first iPhone and decided to make a movie, and they're
fans of Underworld.
No, it's just a shitty werewolf movie. Just a really shitty werewolf movie where, like, their best effects is that they had maybe some editing software that could invert the frame to negative, but it's a digital film. So, like, that's as good as it got, as they figured out how to invert. And that's their predator vision. Their werewolf vision is a film negative.
Is just one of 4 parts of Crazy Nuke, the toaster effect.
Okay, there you go. Toaster. Yeah, great. Nuke toaster.
Well, no, but
my favorite
Crazy
part...
Nuke involved a lot of other things that were going on.
Right.
Just inverting it is just inverting it. That's dumb.
It was bad. Jackie?
My favorite part was when they had this teenage boy who was going through the change of becoming a werewolf.
Oh, my God.
Because his mom was a werewolf, but his dad was not a werewolf. And he was just afraid and sitting in this recliner with a blanket. And then the guy's like, quick, give him some tap water. And she's like, what will that do? And they make him drink tap water, but the tap water has enough silver in it that it would start him like turning back into a person, but he was going to have the DTs, so he had to lay down on the couch and be wrapped and swaddled in a blanket.
The werewolf.
So that, the werewolf. So that when he was turning back into a person, he wouldn't get the DTs too bad and die.
I liked that the teenage werewolf was like moopy about it the whole time. Like, he wasn't like roar, scary. He just got really hairy. Like, he just went through puberty and got like super moopy about it. Like, God, you guys don't even understand. He just moop around the house. And they're like, oh, he's a werewolf. We got to help him. And he's just this hairy dog boy.
They didn't cover any of this in Teen Wolf.
Stop looking at my full body pubes. I will say that I absolutely hated it. And I have not given 1 star to a movie in about 8 years. And this one got 1 star. I'm not generous with my 1-star reviews. There's like 4 of them out there. And Lichen Colony is a 1-star film. Do not watch. Next up, Sam, did you know about this? This is not a stinker. But in 2022, they made a Fletch sequel with John Hamm as Erwin Fletcher.
I did not know that.
Nobody knew about it. What the hell? And I'm like, this has got to be terrible. Nobody fucking knew about this. I watched it and I laughed my ass off the whole time. It was a Fletch movie. It was good. It wasn't like as good as Fletch. It was about as good as Fletch Returns. But it was still...
Fletch Lives.
Fletch Lives. It was still good. Like, what the fuck, man? This is a Fletch movie. And it's not a Fletch movie starring fucking Army Hammer, which isn't the guy anymore. It's goddamn John Hamm. Nobody knew about it. Confess Fletch is what it's called. It's on Prime. Check it out. It's good. More people should be talking about it. And then I watched The Fabelmans. And I was extremely fucking disappointed. Everybody loved it.
What's that?
It's a Spielberg
Oh,
thing that was a Best Picture nom last year. Everybody remembers The Fabelmans, but we forgot about The Fabelmans. It's just his bio of his youth. It's the story of Sam Raimi. Yeah, you liked making pictures and you got cute about it, Steven Spielberg. And like Michelle Williams is in it and she's fucking amazing. Because she's Michelle Williams.
Because she's not, yeah, that doesn't.
But that doesn't make, there's no plot. Like, it's just, there's nothing that happens. Nothing. And I can't believe it was even nominated. I did not like The Fabelmans, and I think it's probably his worst movie in 30 years. The guy has been on just a constant, like, one of these has got to be, not 30 years. He made fucking Crystal Skull. It's his worst movie since Crystal Skull. There's just nothing. There's nothing to be gained from it unless you're a fucking Spielberg cokehead, which you can just infer everything that happens in this movie by knowing Steven Spielberg's good at making movies.
Mm-hmm.
Except for when he has to talk about himself. And it's just like this, like, oh, I wanted to tell the story about how my mom and I's relationship. Then write it fucking down and put it in a book, Steven. That's what everybody fucking else does. That's when you get a bottle of wine and read about it in the bathtub, not watch a fucking 3-hour movie about it. God damn it.
Really interesting that it even happened because of the story behind Ready Player One and how much of Ready Player One, the book, is a love letter to all of Steven Spielberg's work. And he took all of that out and made it more towards Kubrick and other films that he liked that weren't his.
Yeah. No, this is just him as a kid making films. 38 or 8mm stuff. Fine. Great. You know, that's cool. But it's not a movie. I don't know. I didn't like it. Maybe I'm wrong. I mean, there was some anti-Semitic stuff in there that he covered, and yeah, that's appropriate now, but wasn't the whole movie. It was just this little blip. And then there was this high school prom scene at the end where he like, yeah, I'm I figured out how to talk to the jocks and stuff. Yeah, it was. I didn't like it. Don't do the Fablemans. Do something else.
Do The Killing on Netflix.
Oh yeah, I've been curious about The Killing.
Yes.
That's oh god, somebody that I like.
Fassbender.
Yeah, Fassbender's in
The
it.
Killer?
The Killer, yeah.
Who directed that?
I'll let you go, and then I'll go because I watched that one too.
Fincher, right?
Yeah.
Fincher directed that.
Fincher directed it.
Okay, go ahead. Jackie, you start.
I watched it, and it's about a guy who's a contract killer who messes up. And when you mess up as a contract killer, they're supposed to kill you so you don't go home. You just start a new life.
Okay.
But he goes home, and his girlfriend has been beat up and raped.
Mm-hmm.
And so he goes after vengeance for the contract killers that were contracted to kill him.
Okay.
And against the company that he worked for.
Does he shoot a lot of people in the face?
No.
Okay, so it's not John Wick. All right, good.
Yeah, no. It's a slow starter, but then when things start to happen, it's pretty damn interesting. I really liked it.
Jackie gives it a do. Sam?
I loved it because it's not John Wick and because it's something very specific that I would generally tend to say that as a filmmaker you shouldn't really try to make a movie like a movie that you love that much because you'll probably miss because you're going to end up regurgitating.
Mm-hmm.
And what The Killer is, even the poster has allusions to it with the hat and he wears the fishing cap for a little bit, it is a soft and fond love letter to the Jean-Pierre Melville film Les Samurai.
Okay.
Which is a very dark and plotting picture, but it's not a regurgitation at any point. It has that feel, it has that idea, but it doesn't have the same plot course, nor does it have the same ending, and it adds just enough wacko, like there is one fight scene in the middle that dials up high, and then the movie comes back down. And I thought going in, I was like, oh, I'm hoping I'm usually good with Fincher. This is dangerous ground. And he navigated that ability to have homage and original at the same time on a level that I haven't seen in a while. I really, really liked it. And if you've never seen Les Samurai, you got to read it. It's pretty slow, but it's fucking awesome.
All right, that's
it's one of those ones that it just stuck with me.
I've been sitting on it, and I'll get to it this week, I promise. That's your show, guys. Next week on the podcast is Jackie's, Sam's pick for Christmas time. He probably doesn't have anything dialed up.
Oh, I do.
Oh, boy. Doesn't look happy.
We'll see. Most likely, there's finalists. I have 2 finalists here, but there's a very good likelihood that there's really only one finalist. And it's Every Christmas Has a Story starring Lori Loughlin. So that we can actually stare into the dark heart of the Hallmark Christmas in its full fucking effect and see what we think.
Oh, save me, Jesus. Oh, Jesus.
I bet I'm going to love it.
It's Christmas time. Come down and take me, Lord.
There's also My Santa with Matt Lawrence, which is supposed to be like, it doesn't make so much sense that it makes you angry. But like, after this one, I'm kind of like, you know what? We've never done this, and these are shit. They're shit movies, so we just gotta like see what compromises American academics for the sake of Christmas movies.
Speaking of which, I will final thought. I will say that Elfman was better than what I was expecting. Not good, but it was better than what I was expecting. 1 to 2 stars. It's clearly a 4. So good job, guys. Okay.
I doubt Lori Loughlin will make it to a 3 or a 4.
Yeah, right. Okay. Have a great week and get to the chopper.